The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
What's up, boys and girls? How are you? Welcome into a Tuesday episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. He's Dave Sharapan. I'm Matt Perrault. We are live on our Twitter account at Boston versus the Book. We are live on our YouTube channel by the same title at Boston versus the Book. Replay on Sports Grid TV and Sirius XM channel 159. Dave, how are you today? We are 2 days away from opening day, and your guy Paul Skeens going to the mound for opening day.
Yeah, I got one of the purchases of spring training for me was this nice orange shirt with the state of Florida, Big P pirate hat. This is the spring training Bucko lid. Yeah, I'm excited. Baseball season starting on Thursday. We got 50 minutes left to bring it home. Boys, girls, whoever's watching live, hit the live button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go on my Twitter at SportsBK and say also on the show Twitter at Boston versus the Book. There's a poll. It's me versus Spanky. Listen, I liked Little Rascals back in the day, but Alfalfa was my favorite character. Okay. Buckwheat, favorite character. Nothing against you, Spanky, particularly. But we got to win this thing. There it is. 16 seed versus a 4. We're hanging right now. That was 2 hours ago. It was an hour ago. We got 1 hour left. It's actually like 45 minutes as of right now. Get that thing home. HBK bets. Omar running these polls, these Twitter spaces at night, keeping me up, messing up my sleep schedule. But we got to get this home. 16 seed. They did it. I wasn't going to get involved, but they did it. It's a 16 seed. And next, oh boy, Pizzola. Pizzola's next. He's using bots. He's going to be tough to beat in the next round. Yeah, we'll have to maybe have Rob on the show. See if Rob will have time to pop on the show. We'll give our platform discussions as to why you should vote for either one of us. Oh, Canada. Man. You Canadian guys. Pizzola's a Canadian guy. There's nothing personal.
Well, I think we kind of know now that if you're going to use, like, the bots are pretty obvious because the voting is like consistently between like 300 and 700 if you're doing it real, like an organic actual contest. So if you're seeing like the numbers, and we saw some of the numbers, like the Vegas Dave opening round where he had like 13,000 votes. It's like, okay, like that's fake. Yeah. Like that's not real. Yeah. So we have a pretty good idea as to like how is it coming through. Mm-hmm. So we're under an hour to go for you versus Spanky. And I mean, you're in a decent position right now. I'd rather be you than Spanky. So, but you did get into it in the last hour with Derek Stevens, and it came down to kind of, going back and forth. Both of you led in the last hour. Both of you had the lead. So,
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say anything. I'm sure Spanky's busy, probably, betting some sort of college basketball game, probably Oklahoma State against North Texas later, something like that. Maybe
that's his team. My
first half on
guy.
Yeah,
got a BBB interest in that game.
There's Tuesday CBI games too. It could be Incarnate Word plus the points.
We got
the Ocean Center
for
today.
the Crown games are coming up.
Yeah, next week. Yeah,
days this weekend.
Afternoon basketball. That'll be good.
Go with the Crown. All right, so we have that going on at the moment. So go vote for Dave here with this contest, and we'll see if we can wind up getting a 16 seed to shock the world and win the whole thing coming up on this. You went yesterday, however, to I don't know what to call this.
I don't know either.
Is it a gathering?
I don't know.
Is it a?
It's going to be a fight.
It was supposed to be a fight. So to just set the scene, this was supposed to have been the second fight between Sean Perry and a guy named Mozzie, two guys in the sports betting space. You went to pound for pound. Amanda Vance is there with you right there. That's the female in the picture.
She was not with me. We met there.
Yes, at the same time.
Just in case anybody's watching. I know my wife ain't watching, but that's okay.
You were in the same vicinity.
She was there. I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The general consensus is that was a clown show.
As
Joel is claiming.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Was that whole thing a clown show?
I mean, it turned into like I rolled up and it was perfect timing because Perry and Entourage were getting out of this party bus that they showed up on.
Okay.
Maisie and his guys were already standing there, and there was a big meeting, and there's cameras. Everybody's on their phones and cameras, and high level stuff right outside the gym.
Because Elf went from Vegas to Miami and from Miami to Vegas.
Yes.
He came back for this.
Yes.
So people were flying 5-6 hours.
Yeah.
To come to Vegas to be a part of what was supposed to have been the second fight between these two guys. The first fight was a 3-round, 16-ounce gloves with headgear. And this was supposed to be no headgear and for a lot larger amount of money, correct?
Bag of $500,000. That's what they were fighting for. Each guy was.
There are professionals in Vegas that would love to fight for a $500,000 purse.
There's guys in Vegas
that's a lot of money.
5 dimes.
Right. True. Yes.
Like they would say, all right, I'll meet you at this gym. And, you're in a gym. They go rent the gym and say, we'll fight for 5 dimes and, whatever. So I get out of the car. I'm walking up. I wore something, inconspicuous that nobody would see me.
Typical for you, right?
Just the pirate jersey, the gold one. Was the only person there wearing a Pittsburgh anything, and I had this hat on with a match and everything. So Amanda sees me first and says, "Hey, you got Pittsburgh stuff on, Wayne. I love Pittsburgh and this, that." Like, yeah, I know. That's good. Nice to meet you. So we exchanged pleasantries there for a second, and these two were in a mass. And Elf is trying to get in, and I see him, and he's like, I said, "Elf, what's up? How are you doing?" And Elf gives me the big time. And I was like, "Wait, Elf." He said, "What's up?" I said, "Can Sig." He's like, oh, yeah. I didn't recognize you. Didn't recognize me. All right, that's fine. You're busy. You're tired. Maybe who knows what. Now he's trying to get shots of what's going on. So these two have got together with everybody surrounding them, and they start with what do you mean you don't have the money?
So we're talking Mozzie and Sean Perry.
Yes.
Here. Okay.
Yes. And the guy says, "Well, you're guaranteed. I'm paying you if you win, but you're not going to win." And he goes, "Where's the money?" And it just starts back and forth. And now the guys behind these two, like really Maisie's guys, start saying, "Well, what are you, internet rich? What are you, this, that?"
Is it
whatever.
Mozzie or Maisie? Which one is it?
Mozzie, Maisie, either one.
Okay.
I don't know
regardless, he had the money, correct?
He said the money was in the car, which was
he brought his end of the 500.
Said he had the money. He didn't. Nobody actually brought out the money.
Okay.
Because there was a guy over there at the car making sure that nobody came near the car. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody actually had the cash, but there was a big dispute that then went into the gym, and they kept going back and forth. Now, Mozzie had his stuff on, but he had a jacket on and pants over it. I don't know what he had on underneath, if he was going to just try to get in a ring like that. But Perry had a whole robe on, and he was ready to unveil his robe and then put the trunks on and do the fight. And it started to escalate. And I saw Blaise. I don't know what he was doing. He was off to the side. I saw some other internet guys, and I was like, this is turning into something. This could go sideways real quick, because Perry's guys were holding up signs and making fun, trying to goad Mozzie into the ring anyway.
Oh,
And he wasn't buying. He was like, I'm not fighting you until you sign this contract that says you're going to pay me when I kick your ass. And it went, well, we're on camera. I'm going to pay you, handshake, this and that. And he said, I don't do nothing with a handshake. What do you mean handshake? $500,000 on a handshake? And it just went from there. And then this guy, Mark Henry, who's built like a Mack truck, took all of the signs, the lemonade signs and the Charmin toilet paper signs that Perry's guys had, were like, holding up to call them Charmin Soft,
right.
And, a simp lemonade and all that other stuff. Took all the signs and proceeded to smash them one by one with his elbow one, and then he took another one and folded it in half, and then he took another one, stepped on them, smashed them.
WWE crap.
It was just like that.
What
and then,
are you doing?
Then the guy's holding up the T-shirts, the Perry T-shirts.
Okay.
He had in a box of T-shirts, and he was holding them up, and 3 guys were wearing them. The guy grabbed them and tried to get them to the van, and this guy proceeded to say, "You know what you can do with those T-shirts?" And he took the T-shirts and flipped the box open so they went everywhere, and then was like stepping on them. White T-shirts with shoe prints on them.
Right.
So the guy tried to protect the T-shirts. He got put into the bus, like physically put into the bus. And then, now someone in the chat say Mark Henry is a wrestler. CBW. Okay, Mark Henry is a wrestler. Well, he was wrestling. Was that the real Mark Henry? I don't know. I think it was, but he was not playing. And he took the bus driver and delivered a couple blows.
Closed fist?
Yeah, like,
oh
boom,
my.
That's the thing. And I already have my exit route. I was watching all of this from an area where.
What did the bus driver do? He was just
a couple
there.
people got over. Well, he tried to cover up. I mean, he he was getting beat up, and somebody got this guy and got him off him. And then they said, "All right, we're out of here." And that's when Mozzie and his guys proceeded to leave and walk towards their car. And then a bunch of other guys came in and started to try to go Perry into the ring for $250,000. And it got more ridiculous from there. I said goodbye to everybody. Fist bump Elf on the way out. Got home in the car and was home in time to do Sports Grid on Game Time Decision. So it was even earlier than I anticipated. So, but they said the rematch, or not the rematch, the actual rematch is rescheduled for Monday. So
what?
They're fighting. I don't know if them people are going to spend all week here.
This is turning into really embarrassing.
Yes.
Like this is turning to be really.
Oh, it already is.
Well, I mean, I think it's fun. The first fight was fun because it's guys on Twitter making. I'm all for things going from the internet to real life. I'm all for, like, if you're going to talk crap and you're going to run your mouth and then you're willing to put gloves on and sign releases, I'm all for it. Like I think there should be more of this. Like I would love to run a boxing gym where you can challenge somebody who runs their mouth on Twitter and you can go and fight. Like I think it would be phenomenal. Like let's take it from the fake into the real, and then we'll see real quick how big your mouth is when you're actually standing there with gloves on. So like I'm down with that. So I was fully supportive. I was locked in for the first fight, and I was like, let's see how this whole thing unfolds. Yesterday I had to teach, or I would have been there with you. I'm glad I didn't go because I would have left really angry at the whole thing. Yep. Because all you have to do is sign the contract. If you're Perry, you don't sign the contract. That makes everybody look bad. I mean, just sign it. Like, I don't know if Sean has it or not. I don't really care if he has it or not. But if you're going to claim you're going to fight for $500,000 and somebody puts a piece of paper in front of you and says, okay, sign that right there and we go fight. And your answer is, well, hold on a second. Like that brings everything into question. So I need to know, why aren't you signing it? Are you saying there's tax liability? Are you saying there's legal liability? Like, what's the issue? I give Mozzie credit. He's there. He claims he has the money. Whether he's had it or not, I'm assuming Mozzie would have signed the contract if Sean Perry would have signed the contract.
Yeah.
So
there was no indication that Mozzie wasn't going to fight right then.
And he lost the first fight.
Right. He came ready to fight, and he came supposedly with the money, and the other guy did not.
So to me, look, there's a lot of legal and IRS implications to all of this that you're now broadcasting on the internet. And if I'm somebody in law enforcement, I'm like, guys, you're making my life really easy. Like this isn't hard for me to do this because you aren't going through the proper channels. You aren't doing this in the right way. Like there's ways of doing this. I said this to you off the air. I don't understand why they didn't just put a pin in it for a couple of weeks and line it up properly. Like go train for a little while, like go train for a couple of weeks and actually know what you're doing and then go and fight. Or
I think that was the best course of action that nobody talked about.
Like go train, have training and do it like a real fight. Like do it like what happens with why do the Jake Paul fights sell? They sell because he spends literally 2 months talking every day. He runs his mouth every day. He talks trash every day. He shows you behind the scenes videos. He trains. He brings in his people. Like he hypes it up. You could hype that thing up and make it into a really big deal. I mean, there's offshores that are putting lines on this stuff. People were betting real money on this.
Bet online sponsored it. So they were taking nickel bets, multiple times. So if you bet it and they didn't move it, you could bet it again. And they had handle. I mean, they were doing handle.
Didn't Dave Mason say that they did more action on that fight that night than the NBA?
Yeah, than a single NBA. They did more action on that fight, single out than they did on any single NBA game. I think there was only 3 or 4 NBA games, but still,
it's nuts.
Oh, I know. Nothing makes sense. Yeah, nothing makes sense.
I just think in terms of if you're going to fight again, and now it's Lucy with the football, you pulled the ball up from me once. They better fight on Monday. Like they better do this. Like a lot of people's credibility is riding on this.
I think they have to do it Monday or the whole.
It's done. It's all over.
The whole thing is over. Yeah.
The space is Elf's 24. Elf's 24 years old. He's tying himself to these 2 dudes now, and he's coming to Vegas consistently. He's hanging out. Every time I see Elf, I see Sean Perry. Like if I'm Mozzie, I'm kind of going, well, hold on a second. Like what's going on here? You two now are. I mean, Perry was sponsoring the one of the Twitter spaces. Gave him 10 grand out of the cage and handed it to Elf and said, "Here, I'm sponsoring your podcast tonight." Being presented by Sean Perry. So, I mean, these are not like there's a lot of industry people who are paying attention to this, but there's 1,000 people, and on the replay, it's 3,000 to 4,000 people. This is not a mass media type of event, but it's mass media type of dollars. Like people are watching this. I know people in the industry in the content space are watching this, going, "Okay, hold on a second. Does this have legs?" Because you could start to do this. You could do a card. You could do a boxing card full of people on the internet fighting each other. Barstool Sports has done this. This is not new. Rough and Rowdy. This is taking a page off of Rough and Rowdy, where they go to West Virginia and they watch people fight, just random dudes get in the ring and they fight each other. And then they occasionally bring in somebody of a name to fight. And when they do that, handle goes up, interest goes up, pay-per-view buys go up. Like the next step is to bring in Barstool and have it be a Barstool event.
Yeah. I don't know. I really, really don't know. I was there. I had to go see it. If the fight is at a time on Monday and I'm here that I can go see it, I will go watch it. I don't know. There's dudes hitting the bags, just pretending like nothing is going on.
Yeah, there's professionals in there
getting their workout.
There's real people.
I don't know. I don't know how professionals or if they're professionals, but they look like they were just there to get their workout in.
Did you feel dirty that you were there, Dave?
No, I didn't feel dirty. I just know that when I was done, I drove home questioning everything that I was doing. I was like, okay, what is going on? What did I just do? Just wondering, the gym is, they went all out as far as what it looks for social media.
Yeah.
You know, they did a
It's
pretty good
designed
job.
for
But
this. Pound for pound is designed for content.
yeah, it's literally one little ring. There's some heavy bags hanging around. There's an area to do, you know, shadow boxing in a mirror, jump rope, or whatever on the side. It's not very big. And they have that upper level to look down and be able to shoot stuff from up above. So it was thought out. I mean, there was a plan behind it. I'd like to know how much they'd like to sell it for. I'm just curious.
What?
We could go into the gym business. I think you could, you know, now that they're doing this, this could be something where you could invite like this. I don't know. JR33312 is talking about King Caps and this other guy. I mean, there was a lot of like cappers that want to come and, you know, talk and say, look, you guys can go in the ring. Just go in the ring. This would be something that I think come to Vegas, promote it on your site. We'll be the gym where they come and do it.
To fight?
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, without, I mean, again, you can follow the rough and rowdy. People like violence. If you know anything about me, you know how I feel about violence.
Yes.
People like to watch violence if it's controlled. People don't like uncontrolled violence because uncontrolled violence is scary. And so you take it out of a sporting context and it gets scary. But look at the guy. I mean, Gable Stevenson has now, for the last 24 hours, he won't stop talking about Dana White because he knows how many people were watching that wrestling match. He wants to fight in the UFC like tomorrow. He's like, I want to fight now. Like, put me in the UFC. I'll fight right now. So like, people understand that controlled violence is very profitable. And if you're good at it, you can make millions and millions. I mean, Conor McGregor is trying to run for the presidency of Ireland. Like, what? But like, this is what happens. Like, people are trying to take platforms and grow because of their combat sport experience. So if you like violence, people, you know, if you present it properly, people will watch it, even if it's bad. Like, bad violence is still better than no violence. People like it if it's controlled, and it's not a beat down. It's two people consenting to get into a sporting event of some sort. I mean, I've watched jiu-jitsu tournaments. I've watched grappling tournaments. I've watched wrestling tournaments. These are all controlled violence. And human beings, this is just part of our being. People don't like to admit that, but it's true. It's part of our being that we are instinctual to go and compete against somebody in a physical manner. And as long as it's consensual and both people are okay with it, it's fine. And in this case, it's two dudes who have big followings who just won't stop talking. The way you stop the talking, get gloves on.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, going back to the Roman Coliseum, people used to go watch people get eaten by lions.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
You know, so it makes sense. I mean,
I changed on this. I mean, like, if you go back, there's audio of me. People, you know, I don't know if it still exists or not, but there's audio of me back in Omaha when I was on the radio in Omaha. And the first person I ever interviewed was now I'm blanking on he's still fighting to this day. Why? Long hair guy, UFC guys help me. Long hair, crazy guy who's been fighting for 25 years. But I interviewed him and went to the event, went to a fight night in Omaha, and I called MMA human cockfighting. For a long time. I was like, I don't get this. I don't get why people like this. It looks like human cockfighting. This is not fun to me. And then as I got older, I learned more. I moved to Vegas and I put gloves on. And when I put gloves on and I started to go and watch the training, and I go and started watching grappling and watching basically guys do BJJ. I mean, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the most amazing thing. If you watch it in person and you watch it at an expert level, it is incredible. I mean,
Clay Guida, by the way.
Thank you, Clay Guida. Thank you, Brendan Barber. You rock. Thank you I appreciate that. He may be one of my Omaha people. Thank you, Clay Guida. It was his first fight in the UFC. He's still fighting.
Corey
now.
Macbeth had it first, just so you know.
Sorry,
but they both said it, and J. Dow Betts.
Well, I know Macbeth's from Omaha.
Okay.
He's one of my Omaha guys, so I know he probably heard the interview on Big Sports 590. But you watch this and you're like, it's the only sport that literally teaches you how to kill somebody. Like, if I punch you, I can kill you, but I'm not learning how to punch you to kill you. It's just, it happens as a result. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu literally is teaching you how to end somebody's life. It's unbelievable.
The BJJ reference and two dudes doing it and
Correct.
cockfighting.
Yes.
None of that were on any of your bingo cards
That's
today,
true,
by
but
the
I
way.
called it the most homoerotic
BVB.
sport. I mean, for a long, I said human cockfighting is the most homoerotic sport that there can be. And when we talked at Virgin, and we had remember we were having the conversation with Luke Rockhold about that, and I asked him, like, what do you make of like adults getting into BJJ? And he said, how comfortable are you with your sexuality?
Right.
He said, you got to be pretty comfortable with your sexuality if you want to do this, because you're going to have people's hands in all weird places for an entire match.
It's true. I think you definitely get an appreciation for it more when you see it very up close and or watch people train, because I kind of had the same perception. And then when it started here, they invited us to ballrooms. Like, I went to a ballroom at the Red Rock and watched it with, like, I swear to God, there was only 50 people in there watching it. And I heard everything and I saw everything. And I went back to the book and went, I don't know how we're going to do lines on this, boys. Like, what do you mean? I said, I don't know what this is yet. These guys are going to kill each other. Like, this was way different than I felt boxing was.
Right.
Because it felt, but they had that tap out. So
you
knew
blood.
that nobody. Yeah. Well, when they introduced that, or you saw that part of it, you're like, okay, so now we can kind of make decisions and things like that. But then, I mean, when I coached Frank Mir's daughter in softball and got to see Frank post fights, training for fights, and all that other stuff, total new appreciation for all of it. I mean,
Bella's going to be the youngest competitor, could be next year the youngest female UFC fighter ever.
Yeah.
She's on path to be. She's the first ever sponsored athlete, NIL, by the UFC, wrestling at Iowa.
Yeah.
So she already is on the path.
She's 100% going to be in the UFC, which, you know, we were talking about it when she was 12, and it's going to happen. It's amazing. That all of that yesterday was nowhere close to that. There was nowhere close to that at all. So
I can't wait to see if it actually happens on Monday. This is going to be really interesting. Do they actually get into the ring and fight? Because there's a lot of pressure on this now to see this happens.
There's a lot of pressure on everyone to make it happen. Yes.
And if it doesn't, whoo, baby.
Well, if it doesn't, the whole thing's over.
Whole thing's
talking about basketball.
In a lot of ways, whole thing's over. What is not over is your chance to be alive in a bracket contest. Now, say your bracket's busted, right? And you have nothing left. You picked, I don't know, you thought that UConn was going to make a run to be 3-time back-to-back champions. Well, we're going to do something special. How about a Sweet 16 Survivor? It's up right now. You guys can enter this.
Bam!
Splashsports.com/BVB. Make sure you put the www dot in the front of it. If you just type in splashsports.com/BVB, that's not going to get you there. You got to put the www in front of it, and it'll take you directly to the BVB NCAA Survivor Sprint. All right. If we fill this with 112 people, it's 5 dimes. Winner take all. Plus, you get a custom hat. Correct, Dave?
Yes, sir.
Custom hat.
Yes, the winner of this contest hopefully will be. You got to be subscribed to the channel. That's the only other requirement. You win the contest, subscribe to this channel, and then send us an email, or we'll get a hold of you one way or the other. But you send an email, askthebvb@gmail.com. Tell me what you want as far as the colors of the B's, colors of the V's. We'll get you a specific team hat, whatever you want. We can match pretty much anything. I got a tremendous hat guy. So there's Rosie, me and Jay Dow, first 2 in. There's no reward for being the first in there, but thank you for being there, both of you. You got to be the last one standing. You got to pick one winner, not pick them again. So you got to strategize from the inside out.
So
figure out who's going to be in the final 2. You can't pick them in the first 4. 6 picks to glory. That's it.
So here are your rules. It's Survivor, okay? So you could have 3 entries maximum. Okay. It starts on Thursday at 4:09 Eastern time when the games begin.
Yes.
For the Sweet 16. Losses, ties, or if you forget to enter, you are eliminated. Okay. If all remaining entrants are eliminated in the same slate, the contest will conclude and the remaining entrants will then split the prize, in case you're curious. If you run out of teams, you will be unable to make a pick for the current slate and you will be eliminated.
Lose.
If one or more remaining entries is able to make a correct selection for that slate, you will be eliminated. If all other remaining entries are unable to make a correct selection for that slate, the contest will conclude and the remaining entries will then split the prize. If all remaining entries run out of teams, the contest will conclude at the end of the slate and the remaining entrants will split the prize. So you have to get your picks in by Thursday, and it's each round. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Got to make the picks, then the Final Four, then championship. So it's important to follow along on this to get yourself into it for this. So days 7 and 8, entries that select only winners will advance to the next slate.
No spread.
No spread. Survivor. Winner, move on. The entrance that makes it the farthest will take home the whole prize. If all remaining entrants are eliminated in the same slate, like we mentioned, they will be considered winners and they will split the prize. For day 7 and 8, round 8, you will be required to select 2 teams. There's your hook. If all remaining entrants are eliminated in the same slate, they'll be considered winners and split the prize. For day 7 and day 8, which is round 8, you will be required to select 2 teams. So really, Davis, more than it's 7 picks, not 6 picks.
If there's a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So FYI, as we roll, do you think we get to the final?
These things are really hard. I mean, how do you not pick one of the teams before then? It's I don't know.
Is it better to pick a winner on Thursday and just advance, or do you have to figure out?
Well, the winner you pick on Thursday and Friday cannot be your winner for the championship. So you cannot pick, if you think Florida's going to win it all, you can't pick Florida on Thursday.
Yeah.
So you have to pick someone else in the other games. Now, there's 4 games to pick from Thursday, 4 games to pick from Friday. Then there's only 2 and 2.
Yeah.
So now you're really stuck because it becomes a jigsaw puzzle that you have to get to Sunday.
This could be quick.
Yeah.
I would just want to win Thursday. Just win Thursday and then go from there.
Yep. Yeah.
So, www.splashsports.com/BVB. $50 entry for the Sweet 16 Survivor contest. Let's see how you guys can do. We have a limited number of entries. It's 112. So fill this thing up. Be a part of it. Looking forward to seeing who winds up winning this thing. We'll talk about you. We'll invite you on the show, and we will give you
for sure
a customized BVB hat that you get to design. We'll make it for you and mail it out to you so you'll have it. We even might put like Survivor Champion or something on the side of it to make you feel special if you wind up winning this thing coming up.
That's for a single winner. If 100 people tie,
correct.
You can't
Yes,
do 100 hats.
Right.
I mean,
you think 100 people are going to tie?
Well, no, I mean, if everybody gets eliminated, yes, they could. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the picking the 2 make sure that I think we get to the Final Four and that's it. I don't think we make it to the final game. You got to be really good. You got to go all the way to the end every day making these picks. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Final Four final. That's really hard.
Well, you have to pick the other side of your Final Four champion.
Right.
Right. So you have to pick the other side
pick them both.
of the bracket to then pick. Like if you have Florida as your champ, can't use Florida until the championship game.
Yep.
So you're going to have to pick the other side of the bracket, whether it's Duke or, so then you pick Duke and you have to have Florida going against Duke if that's the final, so I don't think it's going to go. So we'll see. Splash Sports right there. They're in the chat. Thank you for, giving us the
what's up,
platform
guys?
to do it.
All right.
So
how are you?
Get in there.
Tell us if we said anything wrong. If we described this wrong, tell us, because it's important to get the information right. So
I don't know. Hopefully, it's available in all the states.
It's not available in
every state. I know
Survivor is available in more states than a pick'em contest.
Right.
It is,
but
there's a lot of states that
do that. Yeah,
a lot of states that knock out college, like your home state of Pennsylvania, New York, Massachusetts. Can't do college. Can't do college.
Oh.
You can do Survivor contest, but you can't do. They're very specific on that. Okay, good. We nailed it. Got to pick your path.
Yeah.
Tough to do.
Always forward, never straight. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, but start in the center.
Oh, you can do it in California. That's true, Tommy. You can do it in California.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yep. Texas, California.
All right.
You can do it. You can do it in a lot of big states. Florida. You can do a lot of big states. Like basically the Pacific Northwest doesn't legalize splash, but basically almost all other parts of the country do. Illinois is legal, but check your states for whether they allow college or not. Because like my home state does not. You can't do college, unfortunately.
You can do Splash Sports Pro stuff, but you can't do Splash Sports College stuff.
Exactly.
Well, there's places that are hosting games that you can't even do the college stuff.
Oh no, Michael, not too late at all.
No,
we started it an hour ago, like literally, like literally an hour ago.
It's only you only have 48 hours to join it.
Yes,
in 48 hours from now it'll be closed. Well, 52 hours.
Right, 4:00 on Thursday.
Yeah.
So
6 picks to glory, baby. Not glory holes. Not glory holes. You insane guys in the chat. I see you, Mikey. Awesome.
So we'll see how that goes, and we'll follow along. It's a nice little hook. I think it's neat. I think it's a unique way of producing a contest that isn't so overwhelming because you've got 16 teams and you have to kind of stagger and you have to pick and choose. And we'll get to the final four. We'll get to the Sweet 16 odds and championship odds here later in the show. But it is interesting to see kind of how some of these odds are being played out. You may want to go with kind of a long shot in the first and Thursday, or if you want, get 2 entries and pick both sides. Guarantee yourself 1 entry to advance. There's different ways of doing it. You can have different strategies.
Yeah.
You can, literally go and what's that called? Sacrificing.
Yeah.
Sacrificing entries.
Yeah.
To go. Brandon, we're not done yet. We're into the final 30 minutes.
Yeah, we got 8.
Twitter's down. Why is Brandon Marcone's Twitter down?
I don't know why.
17 votes left to go.
Yeah, 17 minutes left to get your votes in. That's it. Yeah,
if you're curious, if you're turning in and go like, what are these two guys talking about? We're talking about this. This is the Sweet 16 made men matchup between Dave and Spanky. We've already taken down a 1 seed. We've already taken down a 8 seed, and now we're trying to take down a 4 seed.
Unbelievable.
With the brigade.
Unbelievable.
Next up will be Pozzola, the pizza man in Canada.
Now there might be an investigation. They're trying to see if the bot usage is right.
It's illegal. No bot usage. It should be 86 somebody's using bots. No way.
So Pozzola's going against George. George Riley, Panadakis, Pen whatever, GRP.
GPS,
the notebook
GRP.
Guy. Yeah.
Who's GPS? George St. Pierre? No, that's GSP. Who's GPS? I don't know.
GPS
George St. Pierre.
Is that how you get around places? GPS?
Well, yeah, but there's a fighter, someone who goes by GPS in this space, I think.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Anyways,
we'll see. We're holding on. We got 15 minutes left, so
you're up. You're up by a big margin, though.
Oh wow! All right. Wow. CBW, don't say it. Don't say it.
Jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Don't jinx it because Spanky pushes a button or something and things happen. But
Michael, where in Mass do you live, by the way? You're a quick jaunt. You can go either south to Rhode Island or north into either Vermont or New Hampshire, I believe, to get in. So Vermont probably not, but New Hampshire probably lets you do it. We'll check and see about New Hampshire. I'll see about for New Hampshire.
So legit, we could go to Arizona and sign up, and then
it's all geo-targeted. It's where you are. It's not where you live.
So we're going to drive there every day if we stay alive.
Correct. Although sometimes people said that you could actually enter it. You got to register and then you can actually play to make your picks.
Oh wow. Okay.
So Middleton,
allegedly,
okay, God, you're right in the middle of it. You're in Middleton, Mass. $4.95 straight up to New Hampshire would probably be the way that would. Oh, they're available in Mass. Oh, they're in. There you go, Michael. You're available.
Give it a shot. Go to
Source. He's in Massachusetts in our company, Survivor.
Right.
Okay, that's good.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. Well, that's good. And they're good. I mean, the customer service is really good. We had a problem with the Big Ten Survivor in the football season, and we got a couple emails or DMs. We directed them right to I forget who it was who handled it, Splash Sports, and they got it taken care of and got the people in the contest.
Splash Sports, where are you guys based out of, by the way? I should know that. Where are you guys based out of in Mass? We need to come by and say hi.
This guy. is in Mass, but they're based out of Pittsburgh.
Oh, they are?
Daniel's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, Daniel. Okay. He said
Yeah.
they're in their company. Oh, he's based in Mass in their company Survivor.
Yeah.
That's what he means.
Right.
Okay. So one of the only things Rhode Island actually allows. So you can, so in Mass, or you can go to Rhode Island. So and then you can go to the website and check out where it's legal. But
Right.
Technically Denver. Oh, okay. So they're based in Denver.
Good. Okay.
Daniel, our guy, is based in Pittsburgh. That we talk to Daniel a lot for us. So it's kind of like most companies today, like all over the place.
All over the place.
So yes, and I agree, Mikey. Splash Sports has been very good from a customer service standpoint. They've been good. So again, guys, if you want to be a part of this, it's easy. Splashsports.com/BVB. $50 entry for Survivor. If we fill it, it's $5, $5,000 in a BBB hat to the winner, as long as it's one or two people. If it's like 10 of you, then no, but one or two of you,
figure something out.
Figure something out. We'll take care of you guys to be the survivor. Hopefully just one. We want to just hopefully get one of you guys to win it. So splashsports.com/BVB to enter. 4:00 on Thursday Eastern. That is the deadline. So we'll remind you tomorrow about all of that. Okay. What happened last night? Boy, oh boy. Jason Tatum scared the living daylights out of me.
Oh,
He's okay, but whoa, he looked like, him and Cooper Flagg. I know ankles hurt a lot to roll, but both those guys acted like they got shot and they were on the ground. And I thought both of them were dead, but Tatum's okay. He wasn't in a walking boot. He left the game, didn't return. Boston won the game easily, but it was really scary. And then I went and looked at the odds this morning. OKC is plus 165 to win it all. Boston is plus 195 or plus $2 to win it all. This is the largest margin I have seen between Boston and Oklahoma City this season. If I might be wrong about that, but I don't remember seeing Boston being this far behind the Thunder. Is this correct?
Yeah, because there's a chance in odds makers' eyes that the Celtics could lose to the Cavs. There is no chance in odds makers' eyes that the Thunder are going to lose before the Western Conference Finals, let alone there's discussions being said that they are going to be in the finals, and their hardest matchup in the entire playoffs is going to come either against the Celtics or the Cavs. Like, they're going to win the West pretty handily the way it's setting up. Like, no challenge. And I was challenge. Wow, okay.
I'm really surprised by that. Lakers and Denver are going to have a say. They're going to have a say. Like, they just are.
I thought so too. And again, Saturday night I was sitting with guys in the business and we were just talking about it. And we had the opinion that the West was going to be a little more wide open, but did the show yesterday on Sports Grid with who came on the show? Michael Fiddle, some kid from Action Network. And he was adamant that the Thunder are in the NBA Finals. Just and so that's a back east kind of thought. And whether it's that echo chamber of I don't know, but the odds are reflecting that. Which again,
if you're LeBron James, right, you're 40 years old. You have Luka Doncic.
They lost to the Magic last night.
Who cares? It means nothing to me. I bet LeBron
every loss they have, they're going to be lower. They're going to be on the road the whole playoffs.
The Lakers are?
If the season ends now, I think they're to 4.
Right.
But they're a game and a half out of playing for the play-in.
I know, but here's my pecking order in the West, and I think we're overlooking the pedigree of the players that will be in the playoffs. This is not an 82-game season. This is a best of 7. This is a race to 4. The Curry-led Warriors, and I know Steph's got a problem with his tailbone right now, but he should be okay. You have a 16-4 record since the trade for the Warriors.
Uh-huh.
They're 16-4 since the record. You've got LeBron with Luka, and in the playoffs, we know what LeBron James turns into. He goes to a different level. This is postseason LeBron. You really want to go in. Who do you trust more, SGA or LeBron James? You have arguably the greatest passing big men in the history of the game playing in Denver with a walking triple-double that really all those thin little 7-footers that OKC has, Jokic is going to kill them in the paint. Kill them in the paint. Like, you can have Hartenstein, you can have Chet Holmgren, have all you want. He's going to knock them over like bowling pins. They're not going to keep him from getting where he wants to get to. And I know you got to worry about Murray and MPJ and whatnot and the rest of the players in terms of like what the Nuggets will look like in the playoffs. But I'm having a hard time just saying like, wait a minute, this is over. Like, this conversation's over. The West is decided.
It's reflected in that overall price, and now all you're doing is making the price what the series price might be, or might be.
So the Thunder are favored against the Celtics? Really?
If Thunder have home court, yeah, they're going to be favored over either one of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
An unproven bunch of kids.
As of right now. Now, I mean, the NBA playoff path is different, but like, you're just balancing the money right now.
Okay.
So you have to kind of, yes, if the Thunder have home court, small favorite. Yeah. I mean, minus 120. I don't know what's a game one line. What? Thunder -2?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
so, game one is probably.
You're going to let Joe
minus
Mazzulla, being the defending champs, be considered underdogs? Oh my God.
Well, as of right now.
Please.
Now, if the Warriors, if the Celtics
story.
sweep the Cavs, if they and play the minimum number of games, all the people in Boston will be mad like last year that they didn't play enough games and get tested,
Right.
But they'll be pissed off and upset there.
The path again. The path.
Right. The path was too easy. I mean, it's ridiculous. That argument was so ridiculous last year, but say that happens and the Thunder have, death matches against the Lakers and the Nuggets, or the Warriors and them go 7 and all that other stuff. Then Boston will be a small favorite and flipped. Yeah.
Hey, Nick Tom, how old is Frank Vogel and how old is Joe Mazzulla?
Nick Tom has as many championships as Frank Vogel. Thank you, Nick Tom.
Joe Mazzulla has as many championships.
Joe Mazzulla has as many championships as Frank Vogel. Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla. This is that's the craziest statement of the day.
Tom, really?
That's the craziest statement of the day.
Really?
Are you kidding me? Joe Mazzulla is amazing. Like, amazing. Whoa.
Wow, I don't know.
I don't know if you're just trolling or what, but that is not true by any means. He's turning into the Belichick of the New England media, though, which is hysterically funny. He's awesome. His answers are tremendous.
Well, I mean, how many times can you be asked these questions?
He's just like, but he has. I mean, he's. I don't know. He tends to be a little extra with those answers,
right?
He just goes like, I'm not answering that question. Like, he was asked about his own brother, and he was like, "We lost the game. I don't care."
Right. So put it in the chat, boys and girls. NBA people, basketball heads, whatever you want to call yourselves. Who wins the West if it's not the Thunder?
Could it be the Warriors?
Well, I'm just curious. I want to see what because the answers are long. I mean, it's Lakers, Nuggets, Warriors, Clippers. I don't think anybody's going to come in here and say Rockets. I don't think anybody's going to come in here and say Grizzlies.
No.
Despite the fact that I think the Grizzlies, the Suns, Santana, the Suns. What?
He's kidding.
Oh, what's the price of the Dodgers, by the way? I think I saw mine.
We got baseball coming. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, that's Santana's job, though. He comes in here every day and gives us the NL West.
But you like the Warriors.
Okay.
So tonight, the
Warriors.
Warriors.
Don't even watch basketball. What is he talking about?
Jimmy goes back to Miami tonight. He's calling it just another game. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right.
He still has his coffee shop in Miami, by the way. He's still a business owner in Miami. Is it just another game tonight for Jimmy Butler, or is there something extra tonight?
I mean, everybody says it's just another game when it's
not. Just
when it's
game.
Not. Like, I don't think this one is.
Myself. He was suspended 3 times by the Heat. Like before he was traded, he got suspended 3 times by Pat Riley. This is
5.5 point road favorites today.
They should be favored.
I know they're 5.5 though.
That means Curry's playing.
That's what I think.
Yeah, it's 5.5. Curry's playing.
Yeah,
I'm with Rick. I think Assassin Jimmy Butler comes out today. I think Jimmy goes nuclear today, but I can't bet the props until you find out about Curry. So,
I wonder if they're up. I mean, that's a nightmare right now.
Nick, Tom, you're gonna die on this hill, and you're gonna die on it because this is a really crazy comment. Joe Mazzulla was forced into a really tough situation. If you remember, he wasn't supposed to be the head coach at the time. Kind of forget what happened to that team and how that team went down. Next year, he turned around and won the championship. Mazzulla's not a problem. Joe Mazzulla's not a problem for the Celtics.
Oh, it's 21.5 points for Butler tonight.
They put it up.
Is his number.
Wow, they put it up.
Cohn said, yeah.
So Curry,
Wow.
What are Curry's props then? Do the books have Curry up yet? Because that would probably, dictate.
Yeah, you bump it up like 2 points. If Curry's not playing, you have to change him a little bit. But, I mean, this is the game that everybody's talking about tonight. So you want to put up the props.
Curry is still questionable.
Yeah.
According to the chat.
Damn it. Thanks, Butchie.
Let's see. I mean, but again, that's gonna be a fun game to watch. At least in intros, in the introductions, when Jimmy Butler's out there warming up in a Warrior uniform. There's a lot of Heat fans that really like Jimmy Butler a lot. Like he was a beloved figure in that market for a long time, and him getting sent out. Whew. So watch that for that tonight. All right.
Every other game in the NBA is caca.
Pretty much.
Literally. And again, I'm doing my best for you, Marcus. Trying, Kyle. That was our NBA portion of the show. I got nothing else for you. That's it.
That's it.
There's literally nothing else.
The only other games I'm like a little bit interested in, like Atlanta and Houston's not horrible. OKC Sacramento's not awful. But Golden State Miami's on TNT. That's your nationally televised game, 7:30. That's the game of the night by a ways.
What's the other TNT game?
Oklahoma City versus Sacramento.
Okay.
Late night against the Kings. And Celtics fans, Sabonis better be careful in Boston, is all I got to say, because Celtics fans believe he did that on purpose.
Oh.
To hurt. I mean, it looked pretty shady. Like, it looked shady. Okay, it's over, by the way. You won.
Oh, it's over?
Yep.
All right, bang. Consig moves on. Thank you, Chef B. All right. That's
killed him. You almost beat him by 100 votes.
Yeah, I'll probably have to pay for that somehow. I don't know. I can't wait to get a DM or something spanking something up his sleeve. I let you win. I this. Ooh, you owe me this now.
You owe me this.
Something, I'm sure. I don't know. Yeah, right. We'll see. But that's good. We move on. That's it.
See.
Elite Eight.
100% intentional. Boston people want Sabonis' head on a pike. They are mad.
100% intentional?
I mean, he leapt at him and put his foot right underneath his landing zone, and they were being shady the whole game. I mean, the Kings were trying to make it physical because they just weren't going to be able to beat Boston physically or just on talent. So they tried to make it more physical of a basketball game. And so there were a couple. You got called for a flagrant one. I mean, the referees believed it was dirty. So, Sabonis got called for a flagrant one with it. So, and it was ugly. Like, really, that was an ugly move. See, dirty plays all game long.
Wow.
There were a lot of Celtics fans who were like, whoa, what's going on here? Anyways, we put this up yesterday in just the Sweet 16. Like, here are your Sweet 16 teams.
Uh-huh.
So, obviously, some pretty impressive brand names. But this came out this morning, which I thought was pretty interesting. Take a look at this. These are the teams who are left. Every Sweet 16 team's starting 5 and where they began playing college basketball. Now, it's pretty difficult to break down some of them. Like, we know that's Duke with 4 of 5. We know that's Tennessee most likely with 2 of Tennessee. Houston, 3 of the 5. Look at Purdue. Look at Purdue. Purdue is the only team of the 16 teams left that have a starting 5 that began their career at Purdue.
Wow.
Isn't that wild to look at in that form as to what college basketball currently is looking like?
Yes, that is yes.
I mean, Matt Painter is a throwback. That is an old school way of approaching college basketball recruiting.
So what other team? So
Michigan
Izzo has
State.
4.
Yep.
And Duke has 4 because they're all freshmen, right?
And nobody else has anywhere close. 3 is Houston. BYU is 3. And the rest of it's 2 or, I mean, some of these teams, you don't even know what we're talking about.
Wow.
Like, I don't know, the team in the middle of the top where it's FAU, Belmont, the Gators, Washington State, like,
oh my,
all over the place. And then
right.
San Diego State, Oklahoma, Dayton, Delaware, and Drexel. You got to guess which team's where and who's representing what.
Yeah.
But that is the current makeup of college basketball right now, that we have one team of the 16 that have their starting 5 starting their career at the same university.
That's, I mean, JY came on yesterday and talked about the portal. He called it portal mania. Have you ever heard anyone else call it that?
Yeah, I've heard it called portal mania. I have not heard a coach call it the urinal, which is what Tom Izzo called it this morning.
Just change a couple letters around. Portal, urinal. It's changing fast, man. And that is a really good graphic on. It's going to be the exception to the rule. And I don't know when the next time we're going to see all 5 and all 5. Like, that's going to be rare, the way this is happening and the way it's happening so fast. I can't blame kids for taking the money. Blame kids for taking the money.
I asked this question on my Twitter today. I'll ask you this question as well. If a kid were to be given max amount of money in NIL, should they be forced to sign a multi-year contract to get it? So let's say we set a number for how much money. Let's say $5 million is the max amount of money you could pay somebody per year to play college basketball.
Let's talk 500,000 for a regular kid.
It's going to be way more than that. Talking maximum.
No, because there's one guy or 2 guys on a team getting the maximum. That the rest of the guys on the team are getting something. Let's say what people are getting. There's got maximum guys always going to get it. You can get it anywhere.
Correct. But I think in terms of keeping that, so what I'm trying to establish is coaches have buyouts. Okay. We need to have something in place that if you commit to a kid and you say, I'm going to pay you $4 million a year, that it's not a one and done situation, that it's multi-year, and if you do want to leave, the school has to be paid back a certain amount of money for you taking that kid off the roster, because coaches have that. So if you want to go hire a coach and take a coach like, Ben McCollum goes to Iowa, the buyout is small, but there's still a buyout. They still have to pay Drake a certain amount of money as to the contract to remove that coach from said contract. There needs to be something like that in college basketball.
Wow. So you have to get a lawyer or representation or something now for a college kid.
Of course. Yeah. But those are the agents. The agents are lawyers. That's a lawyer, is an agent.
Not all the time.
I mean, most often they are. Most often they could be a runner, but they're not really considered an agent. Agents most often work for agencies.
But
most agencies have lawyers.
This is new. This is like, you didn't have to before 3 years ago.
You had it under the table. These kids have had agents for years. It was under the table. It was nobody had the conversation. It was a lot of hush hush. I rep the kid, but don't tell anybody type stuff. Now it's all now it's all in the open, and we're able to say this is what we want. I just think there needs to be a buyout. Like, if I'm going to go and this whole transfer portal thing is. There's no way that 700 kids go into the portal on the first day, and some of them are already committing to schools. Like, that has been already negotiated. Like, these things are all happening. Forget the deadline. Everyone already knows where they're going. So why stop the charades and let's just have it be where if I'm going to go from Arizona State to Arizona, that you got to pay Arizona State a certain amount of money to get that kid. There's got to be a buyout that comes into the contract that states here, you got to pay it. So there's not just like all of this crazy stuff going on. Because right now, the unregulated, no rules of all of this is insane. Coaches are going, what am I doing? How am I, like, this is all too much too fast.
Yeah, but what about when a coach leaves? What's a kid do?
There's a buyout.
Well, I mean, for the school, but
right,
the coach is determining the kid's future.
Well, the coach just leaves. Go with the kid, or you can go somewhere else and leave. And that's always been the case for the last decade. Where if a coach leaves, you're out of your NIL, you're out of your letter of intent, and you can go wherever you want. You can go and transfer. We've taken away the transfer sit rule, which is good, but we've gone too far. Instead of making a kid sit a year, now we've got freedom of movement that's creating that graphic that we put up that makes no sense as to who's going to play where. It's impossible to know where these kids are going to play next year.
You're literally running a professional sport.
Without the regulation of a pro sport, though. Well, I agree with you, but the professionals have guardrails. Like we've got salary caps and we've got, different rules in place where if you're going to pay a player maximum amount of dollars, you've got a salary cap and you've got a franchise tag and you've got different things that help to protect the team and then reward the player. We don't have any of that right now. There's no structure. You can offer a kid $100 million a year if you wanted to. Like there's no barometer here at all, and then there's no protection.
So who sets the guardrails?
Well, I mean, look, I've been all.
There has to be a universal guardrail. No?
Yeah, there needs to be a czar. I mean, I've said this forever. There needs to be a czar. I would, a Roy Williams of the world, a Coach K of the world, like somebody who understands the sport at a very intricate level, needs to be involved and help to set the standard. To make the rules. Now, again, that goes under the 60 college super conference conversation because the NCAA has jurisdiction. You have to break away from the NCAA to eliminate that jurisdiction. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, see, there we go. In swimming, kids portal contract agreement in swimming.
Yeah, it's all sports. That's what I mean. It's that they don't know what they did until now, like they're doing it, and it's not. It's not getting better.
Yeah, they opened that and went, oh no, everything got out, and that we don't know how to put it back in.
Right.
And everyone's flailing, and everyone's trying to come up with their own opinion of it, but it's problematic. I mean, it really needs to be. We got to have a come to Jesus conversation for this sport, otherwise, it's going to get unwatchable. And right now, I'm really concerned about the future of this bracket because this NCAA tournament, the conference tournaments were way better.
And I think what's going to happen is that the passion of college sports is different than the passion of professional sports for a number of reasons. But if you make it more and more like professional sports, the fringe college sports fans, people, supporters, whatever you want, are going to go, well, I mean, I liked going to the games, but now I'm not so sure. And now, it's going to change the way you feel about it.
Player. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. You can't get attached to anybody.
You build a relationship with that player. Right. And so everyone always says there's no loyalty in pro sports, right? So like the free agency, people used to complain when I was a kid. I remember when free agency became a thing, I heard Celtics, Red Sox people all the time going like, man, that used to be a time where a player came up through the minors and you followed him through the minors and he got to the big leagues and you were supporting of him and he was there. And now all of a sudden he hits free agency and it's to the highest bidder and he's gone. Like, there's no more loyalty in sports.
Yeah.
Well, college is now going through that same exact type of growing pain because we're not used to a kid starting his career at Alabama State and then winding up at Kentucky. Like we're not used to that. So that's the Jeremiah Broom conversation where you're coming out of, a small level school and then you wind up going to Auburn to play for a national championship and the number 1 seed and national college player of the year type stuff. So this is the growing pain that we're going through without any real leadership. There's no, I mean, we're looking to the courts to give us the rulings as to how we're supposed to do this. And that's a really bad idea.
Well, and Coach said yesterday, the NCAA looked to the government looked to the NCAA. Everybody kind of turning a blind eye saying, well, you figure it out. No, you figure it out. Well, nobody's figuring it out. Price is going up for everything, players and whatever. NIL was originally supposed to be, to get third-party deals from different people. Now colleges have to employ a general manager to dole out the money that they have to collect to get people to come to their school. Yeah. It used to be enough to go to the school to get a further opportunity to either get an education, enjoy your time there, and or go to the next level. Now it's like, how much can I get paid from you? And then you tell the other person, well, you're getting $100,000 a year from here. I'm the 10th guy on the basketball team. I'm never going to get in. Right. I'm still getting $100,000. Okay. Well, this school is going to give me $150,000. All right. Well, then go.
Right.
So they're using it they're using the portal as a way to get rid of kids, saying, listen, you don't need to come back. We ain't giving you no more money. In fact, we're cutting you. If you stay, we're cutting your money because we got to go get these other kids. So it is a business. I mean, Butch said it's all business. It's it.
Kyle's saying something that I'm hearing this refrain constantly saying, if Queen misses, we get a 12 seed and y'all wanted too soon to say it's dead. That's the Maryland shot against Colorado State. I don't care if CSU was in the Sweet 16. I wouldn't say this tournament's been better or it wouldn't change anything about my opinion of the current dance. Everyone's going to run and say, well, these numbers are tremendous. No one is claiming the NCAA tournament is dead. NCAA tournament is doing extremely well. People are watching like crazy. And as Front Office Sports wrote about it yesterday, the potential to have a brand name Final Four and have huge ratings is sitting right there, which is what CBS always wants.
Yes.
It's two different conversations because those of us who have been watching college basketball for a very long time and have watched games, I don't know, in November of this season, December of this season, who have paid attention to college basketball all year long, are seeing a trend that's making us concerned. There are millions of people who are tuning into college basketball for the first time in the 24-25 season to watch the NCAA tournament. They couldn't name you 5 players in college basketball, but they know the brand name. They know Kentucky. They know Alabama. They know Auburn. They know Michigan State.
It's been this way for a couple of years now, though.
And so that's why the number is doing very well is for the casual observer who is parachuting in to pay attention for the first time all year. So those numbers are going to be high because the brand names are all there, which is what CBS wants. But from a basketball standpoint and a quality of basketball standpoint, we want to see more teams that are interesting in different stories than what we are seeing right now, where it looks like a Big 12, Big 10, and SEC invitational. We've already seen those conference tournaments. Don't need to see it again. So that's the...
Well, you see it in a different gym, that's all.
Right. And again, we have seen a dramatic difference between last year and the year prior to this year. College basketball in 2024-25 is dramatically different than any other year we've ever seen. This is a unique world. The NIL, the transfer portal, all this stuff is all brand new. Revenue sharing next year is going to keep making it look different because we're constantly changing the rules as to what these kids are given. That's the fear that people who have been watching this. I'm 47. I've been watching this since I was 14 years old. The problem that we see with it is, there's a cliff coming, and we're all kind of trying to wave the flag saying, hey, there's problems that are going to be here if we don't fix this. No one's saying
if they don't want to fix the system, then it doesn't matter what the fans say. The fans are like last on the pecking order. They're not. I mean, they never worry about the fans until the fans stop showing up. The fans are showing up. The fans are watching. The fans. But if Duke said to Cooper Flag, you're going to make $5 million next year. Stay. And they said to another kid on a team, hey, Coop's staying. You want to stay? You get 3. Well, I mean, I'd have to strongly consider it. I'm going to the Wizards. Like, I get to be on Duke and make $5 million a year or $7 million a year. Like that kid at BYU's making $7 million next year, right? The number one guy that went.
Yep.
it's now a viable option. And I think that scares a lot of people too.
By the way, Cooper Flag made $5 million this year.
Okay.
This year. He made $5 million this year. So you got to make it 10. For him to stay, he needs 10.
Okay.
So like it's insane. Like it's insane. Here's a question. Arkansas is coached by who again?
John Calipari.
And John Calipari is a Hall of Famer, right?
I think so. I mean, not officially. He hasn't been named in it all.
But he is, right? He's a Hall of
Famer. Yeah.
Why are the odds so crazy on Arkansas to win it all?
Because they're not even favored to win another game in the tournament.
And they're getting healthy. They're getting one of their best bigs back for this game. Hasn't played since February.
They're 5.5-point dogs.
They're going to win outright.
Win the next game.
They're going to win outright. I don't think this is a crazy bet. I don't think this is a crazy flyer bet. You could hedge off if they make the final game. It's a hedge bet you can make, but plus 1,200.
What's the current number on the money line?
I think it's plus 12. Is it 1,200 or 12,000? It's 120 to 1. Yeah, it's I think it's
120 to 1.
I'm missing a zero.
Another zero.
I'm missing a zero on that.
Right.
Excuse
Okay.
me.
That's what I was going to say, because if that's 12, then we're getting robbed.
Add a zero on it. But still, I think that number is insane to me. That's way too much of a long shot for Arkansas. Calipari was in 15. He went in.
Oh, he's already in.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, CBW. So who do they got? Who's the next matchup?
It's a tough
They
draw.
play Florida next?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Their bracket, their path right now, they play where am I on the bottom? No, Maryland plays Florida. Arkansas plays Texas Tech.
No, I know. Who do they play next? If
Florida, yes. They play Florida. They can beat Florida.
Oh, I know they can.
So but this is
they're gonna be that dog or more.
I don't know, for $10.
So let's see.
It may be a donation, but this is where I'm like, I can't believe this number is like, wait, what? You think they're the worst team in the field? They have the longest odds of anybody in the field.
Road. They have the hardest road. I mean, we talked about the road when we went to Nashville and how hard it would be to win the SEC tournament.
Okay.
So their road right now would be Texas Tech.
Yeah. 3 seed.
Florida.
1 seed.
Auburn
or Michigan State or Ole Miss.
So say it's Auburn.
Okay. Can they beat Auburn? I think they can beat Auburn.
Okay. And then Duke.
Yeah, I am going to bet it, Butchie. I am going to bet it. I like it. I mean, it's yes. Why not?
So
I agree, Ross. For the hell of it, just throw something on it and you can hedge off of it because, $10 there at 1,200 to 1.
Right.
Why not?
That's the way Addison said he might have to look at this to pair with his Florida future. I think you could pair both Texas Tech and Arkansas with your Florida future because that's who they play next.
Right.
So, you lock it in now, have both winners. So, you could do it. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't. It's a value bet, but he don't play the game. He coaches the team.
He coaches the game. They've already gotten past the test. I thought they would lose to Pitino in St. John's. I did not think that they would get past them. They did.
Right.
I think they can beat Texas Tech. I know Toppin's a hell of a player, but I like Arkansas. Remember, they've got, if Boogie Flan was healthy for most of the year for Arkansas, they would not be a 10 seed. They'd be like a 3 or a 4.
Right.
They have the most NAL money spent of any team in the SEC. They have 3 pros on that roster and a Hall of Fame coach. I think people were looking at they went 0-5 to start the SEC. Yeah, because their best player broke his hand. And they're getting more players back. They're getting healthy. Oh boy. Just saying. Just saying that number for Arkansas is a little nuts for me. I don't think it's worth. It's not a bad bet at all to come in here and bet that.
I'm going to try to figure this out real quick with a parlay calculator. Hold on. So if you do 200, say 220, and 250, calculate that out. It's 100 to 1. So that's the price. They already got it figured out. So, I mean, 120 is good. That's
120
a
to
little
1
bit ahead. That's what's the money line rollover is that price. It's very, very close to that.
I sold it. Everyone's betting it.
Oh God.
I just think it's a good bet. I just think I'm looking at it going like, I know I'm a Cal homer.
If you make the bet, you have to think they're going to win against Texas Tech, obviously.
Yes, I do think they beat Texas Tech. I'm on Arkansas plus 5.5.
Okay.
Yes. And then from there,
10 to 1 to make it to the Final Four. Somebody said in the chat.
8 to 1.
Wow. Well, I mean,
8 to 1.
8:15 to come out of the West Region from Leg Show Magazine. Hello, Glue Sniffer. It was good to see Leg Show at the live show.
I mean, Cal's an underdog. I love Cal's an underdog. FanDuel's got 130 to 1. Even better.
Yeah.
Like it's, I don't know. It's just one of those things where, from a pizza money type bet, I don't mind it. Like, given where Arkansas is, and given how we've had such a chalky tournament.
Just get to Saturday. If you win the Thursday game with 120 to 1 to win 3 more games, you can bet on Florida for the bet. So you break even
and play off of it. So I like it. We learned this today, which is pretty interesting, from our former colleague in Ryan Butler. If you were going to an NCAA tournament game for the regionals or the Final Four, you could only bet in Indianapolis. Can't bet in Atlanta. You can't bet in San Francisco. New Jersey and San Antonio don't allow you to legally bet the tournament.
Yep.
Is this a potential problem?
I mean, it is for people that bet and you want to go to the games. You can't just, show up. I mean, I had no idea what to expect when we went to Nashville, right? We're sitting there at the SEC tournament, and you know what I do. I'm talking to people around us in between games and whatever. And this guy from, Kentucky, who was there in Nashville, was talking about the buzzer beater saved 8 parlays. And I'm like, you got 8 parlays tied to Ole Miss money line? He's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So he's sitting on his app
passing
with
out
bets. Yeah. Oh, well, regardless of what he was doing to his body, taking a nap in between games.
He wasn't sober, that's for sure.
All that notwithstanding, he wasn't alone as far as people in the building with bets on an app on their phone. 100%. Because we were doing it.
Of course.
I mean, but, that's our thing.
I hit 29. I hit a plus 29.5 on a last second 3-point shot that went down. And I yelled and I was like, whoosh. And this guy next to me was like, what happened? And I was like, plus 29.5. Because you took plus 29.5 in game. I said, yeah, they lost by 29. He was like, that's ridiculous. I was like, yeah, we hit it.
That's what we're doing. Yeah.
We got it.
So I think I'm not saying it's not going to affect things. It's going to affect the handle tremendously for the books in those states. People in that state can't bet on those games.
Yeah.
Like, it's so bizarre to me being here in Vegas. Now, the only thing, like at the Golden Nugget, we had a restriction on the Houston Texans.
Right.
When they were on a Super Bowl run,
for Titus,
we were going, let's hope the Texans get to the Super Bowl because we're off. Like, we were selfishly rooting for them to be in because we wouldn't have taken no bets, and whoever won the NFC Championship would have won the Super Bowl bets.
Right.
We had that stipulation. I cannot imagine that it's 2025 and there's still states that have this.
Multiple states.
Multiple states.
Some states
they're going to
legal,
San Antonio for the Final Four. There's no sports betting.
Right.
New Jersey and Newark
don't let you bet college.
Was the second state in the United States to say yes to this. It was only Vegas for the longest time. And you can't go to the games and use your apps and bet on the games.
Nope.
It doesn't make any sense to me. That part of it makes no sense at all.
Music to the black market's ears. They're in love with it. If I'm a bookie,
Doesn't affect them one bit where the games are.
I'm sitting outside going, need a book, need a book, need a book, need a book. Passing out cards. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah. Just deposit the money. You can bet on these games right here.
Right here. All good. Take your action. Let's go.
Yeah.
This is like future day today on BBB. What do you make of the title Stanley Cup odds? We just talked about the NBA and the fact that we got two different teams that are under 2-1 to win the championship. The best odds in the NHL is nearly 6-1.
Yeah.
Does this seem like it's a really wide open year, more than usual in the NHL?
Yes and no. This happens every year, but there's always one
Runaway
that's clearly ahead of the others. Like, it's usually one per conference, but the Western Conference is a complete mess. I mean, like, not mess in a good way. I think it's a mess. But there's always one.
I mean, that's East on these odds. It's Eastern Conference, West, 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 East, East.
Right.
Like, that is really like, wait, what? There's no clear-cut favorite to win it all.
I think it's. Do you think that's unjust? I think that's perfect.
I think it's perfect.
I don't think there's one team that I go, they're going to the finals. Like, it's the Celtics and the Cavs. We know they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. There's no other way they're not. I can't name a team in the East that I'm like, yeah, I'm putting them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Not one. There's not one. I don't know. Hockey heads in here. You guys in Canada to watch hockey.
What happened to
Yorkie?
Vegas?
Is there a team in the East that you would say is in the Eastern Conference Finals? Because that West is a gauntlet. Dallas, Colorado, Edmonton, any one of them can be in, but so can Winnipeg. And then, oh, by the way, the Knights can be.
Vegas.
Like, there's
Tampa. Tampa's 12-1.
Well, that's lower than it's been. They're playing better than they have all season. I mean, they're playing right now like a team that is actually going to make a run.
Can't trust Toronto, but still 13-1 on Toronto.
Yeah, don't fall for it.
But still, I can't wait for the playoffs. I mean, this is crazy. Like, there's it is going to be an absolute month and a half war. It always is. But from an odd perspective, it's going to be really neat to see how these numbers play out and who enters the playoffs as the favorite.
It's fun. I got all the stuff off to the accountant, so hopefully we're waiting to hear back how that goes. That's going to be interesting. But I'm starting to look around for the different exactas at different prices and stuff to win the West, and going, I really don't know. And then the movement on those things after each game, like when a team gets up 1-0, I mean, the guys that do these numbers, like, they overvalue them. It's crazy. Wow. If you're taking a Toronto ticket, just say it's a donation to Cars for Kids.
Do you know what Cars for Kids is?
Is that a Boston joke?
So Cars for Kids is an ad that this multi-millionaire, he runs this charity called Cars for Kids, and it has a jingle that everyone who listens to sports radio in New England, it plays like every hour. It's 1-800 Cars for Kids. And it's a jingle. Oh, sorry. Yeah. 1-877 Cars for Kids is the jingle. Sorry, not 1-800. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Okay.
You donate your car today. So it's you see, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Yep.
That's great. I'm waiting to go find out how bad my car is. I've been in lockdown with my car. It's in the shop. I may donate my car to the Cars for Kids rather than pick up a ticket
there you go.
on the Lightning to win the Stanley Cup.
Right. All right, baseball talk. Opening day is Wednesday.
Yeah,
let's talk about Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday, sorry, 2 days away. Opening day, Major League Baseball across, and then two teams start on Friday for some dumb reason. But here are your odds to win it all. Dodgers, clear-cut favorites.
Yep.
Braves, Yankees, Phillies, Mets, and then everyone else. anyone on this list that you think has value to drop a little coin on here outside of the Dodgers? Because there's no value in the Dodgers.
Yeah, I need the other team in the ALCS or two teams in the ALCS. Like, give me Astros, Red Sox, Astros, Rangers. One of them is winning the division.
The Red Sox are the third choice to win the American League. Isn't that crazy? It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of buzz. My God. There's people that don't bet baseball that are talking about the Red Sox winning the division, talking about the Red Sox winning 92 games.
So I'm walking. I park. I'm at a line to school, and the crossing guard. There's two of them, but one of the guys is a huge Red Sox fan. Wears a Red Sox hat every single day, and so I'm wearing this hat. So I'm walking in. I look at him. He looks at me, and I say, "American League East." He goes, "American League East." He goes, "We're going to the World Series." And Madeline's like, Madeline looks at me. She goes, "Why are you talking to him?" I go, "He's a Red Sox fan."
The hat.
She's like, and Maddie's like, "Nobody cares." I go, "We care. It's baseball. It starts Thursday." And he's like, "I'm telling you." He's like, "I got the bug." He's like, "I'm in." He's like, "This team." He's like, we got something." I was like, "Christian Campbell's playing second." He's like, "I know." He's like, "Devers DHing. This is tremendous." Like, Red Sox fans are legitimately feeling it right now about what this team's going to look like.
It's crazy. The excitement. I saw somebody put it on Twitter that said opening day is better than the Super Bowl.
Oh my.
Hot take. And I was like,
hot take.
It is, but for baseball fans, the excitement when your team has a possible on the upswing, like, you're pumped for Thursday. And what it can lead to.
My friend's back. I get my summer friend back. I haven't had my summer friend for 3 years.
Yeah.
He's been a drunk on the side of the road. He's been someone you got to just like forget that you actually acknowledge them. You're like, I don't know you. Like, they were an embarrassment. Red Sox were horrible the last 3 years. All of a sudden you look around, you're like, wait a minute, who's pitching on Thursday? Oh, Garrett Crochet. Holy shit. Wait, what? Who's playing third? Bregman? Alex Bregman's a Red Sox? Holy crap. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. What are we doing? Like, this is, I got right-handed power and left-handed power on both sides. Like, this is Manny and Poppy 2.0.
This is when people turn off the show. You start with all this Boston. Although the Red Sox are the most lovable of the Boston fandom teams. Like,
interesting. I don't think not the Celtics, huh?
No, people hate the Celtics. I don't know if it's the green. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean,
the Blue Jays are not a sleeper in the East, JR. Sorry.
Ooh, wow. You think so? Oh, I don't know. That'd be something, JR. I don't know. I don't
37 home runs for Bregman. Damn. He hits 37 bombs. Okay.
How about Tommy Lorenzo putting in his triple D parlay?
I like that idea.
$100 parlay, triple Ds. Dallas Stars, the Dodgers, and Duke pay $7,700
there's some
for a C note
that applies to.
Look at that. Triple Ds. I'm using that tonight on Sports Grid. I'm going to hit Wetzel with that one. Thank you, Tommy Lorenzo. I'm 100% using the triple Ds. See what his reaction is to that. That's good to know. What about Detroit Tigers?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of teams. I mean,
what about Kansas City?
No, see ya.
Just a team you just asked for value. Neither one of those teams is on that list right now.
Okay, let's talk about the pennant then for them. Okay.
Okay.
So this is. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let's use. I'm using the run. This is the slide. Pennant winner. Yankees, Orioles, Red Sox, Rangers, Astros, Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
There's some value on the Tigers.
I think so. I mean. I do it every year. I see JR, Johnny Parlay in the chat talking about the value in the AL and NL Central because no one stands out. Every damn year. Every year. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Milwaukee, we got a shot. Just get in. St. Louis, done it before.
He takes it back.
Again.
He's taking it back because the Tigers are standing out.
I think the Tigers win a division.
I do too.
I do. When I'm looking at everything, I went on MLB and said it. I still think it right now. I'll look at it, tonight after I get everything settled here with the car and everything else I got going on, 100 things. But I got to go through the starting staffs, the pitchers, is what I'll do tonight and tomorrow and lay it all out. And then try to come up with the division winners. For me, it's in the AL Central, it's Detroit. Cubs fans, I don't think the Cubs are going to win the NL Central. I really don't. I think so too. WV Punch Drunk won. I'm looking at it, remaining as unbiased as I can be. The Pirates will be significantly better. Man, I hope you're right. I really
you have a win every fifth day sitting there for you. So that's huge.
I mean, the bullpen's blown games for him in the past. It's only been 1 year.
But I mean, this is where you
odds-on favorite to win the Cy Young.
Yeah, because you guys are going to take the handcuffs off him. He's not going to pitch 6 innings. He's not coming out of a game with a no-hitter this year.
I don't
like
think
the game we were at, he's not coming out. He's going to be there to finish the games. They're going to let him go. So training wheels are off, Paul Skeens. That's why
the Reds are the fans' favorite pick of the NL Central. It should scare you, Johnny Parlay, because the fans been wrong a lot. But the Reds are going to be a fun team.
Is Jones healthy for you guys? It's a good point, Dave. He is healthy, but he's not healthy, is he? He's hurt still, right?
Left that last spring training start with elbow something.
Yeah, that stinks.
The Buccos start in Florida, though. They go Miami and Tampa.
Boston starts in Texas. They start against the Rangers.
Yeah.
Which I thought they would be getting more love than they are.
Texas Rangers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like one of those like February conversations, and it's died since we got to March.
I think they win the division.
They got to Grom.
just look. I mean, and again, they got to get more starting pitcher innings.
Right.
But so what I'll do is I'll go through the divisions and be like, okay, Yankees / Red Sox underneath, and then, Tigers / Royals Twins underneath. I'm getting really negative on the Guardians, and I love them, but I just looked again a couple days ago at the pitching, and I went, I don't see it.
Be hurt by May.
That's a problem. I mean, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem.
So
AL West is Texas for me / Houston, and then everybody else.
Yeah.
Seattle, I got season wins under. I think that's that.
I can't wait to see what we're going to see out of the Astros, and given the fact that they're moving, veterans around and we're sticking the little guy out in the outfield.
Yeah,
I feel like that's banishment.
Jose Altuve would be his name.
Little guy. Yeah, he's little guy.
What's wrong with you?
Someone called him the Munchkin. Put the Munchkin out in the outfield. I don't know. I normally Munchkins play the outfield like in Little League. We stick him in right field because you don't want him to be involved.
Who do you have winning the NL East? I'm going to ask the chat that too.
As of right now,
what can you put a poll up? We'll
the
put
Braves.
A poll up real fast. So Braves, Phillies, or Mets?
Braves.
You have Braves.
Yeah.
I really want the Phillies to win it.
Yeah, but all the Braves now. Because if they stay healthy, the Braves are the best team. The Phillies are right behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, 1, 2, 3, it's Braves, Phillies, Mets.
Oh, boy, the Mets fans are going to be mad about that.
That's fine. Mets still can't pitch.
Yeah.
Who wins the NL East? That's what you want?
Yeah. Who wins the NL East? Braves, Phillies, Mets. 3 choices. Because realistically, the Nationals, despite the fact that they changed their City Connects, and I 100% are going to get a hat and a jersey.
Did you see the Astros City Connect?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No?
Why did they? No, I wasn't. I didn't like.
I like them.
I got to see it in person. I
like them.
I
like them.
Who wins this poll? Is it Braves, Phillies, or Mets? Who do you think wins this poll?
Given our people, Braves.
I think so.
Yeah. Given our audience, I'd say Braves.
We're definitely not going to get the Mets. Are definitely not going to win our poll.
No.
We don't like the Mets.
Look, they got a great lineup. Okay, let's see what Alonso does with Soto, and let's see what they do together. And they could hit 50 home runs each. But I don't know. I mean, I still would take the Braves in that top to bottom lineup, as long as they stay healthy.
Mets are going to score some runs. The top half of the lineup is pretty good, really good now.
So
Strider big year coming. We'll see.
Here's a fun conversation.
What?
Best record and the worst record. So we know the best record most likely is going to be the the Dodgers, right? Mostly. I mean, FanDuel's got some cool things. You can bet plus 100 wins, over 110 wins, or over 117 wins and set the record if you want for the Dodgers. They are plus 600 to set the record for to win 118 games.
Is there a no?
No, there's not.
Damn.
Your worst record in baseball. The Rockies and the White Sox are both your odds-on favorite to have the worst record in baseball. And the Marlins, then the Marlins, then the Nationals, and the Athletics. I do not believe the Marlins are going to have anywhere near the worst record in baseball with Sandy Alcantara coming back. I think Sandy's going to have a big year.
Jeez. I don't think the A's are an option on that list. I really think they're going to win more games just being in that different ballpark.
Okay.
How is that bet not the White Sox?
Well, because the Rockies are pretty bad. The Rockies were really bad last year. So the White Sox have some kids they're going to play because they played them all at the end of last year and they won a bunch of games. Remember what happened in September?
Yeah.
White Sox actually won some games in September. So the kids came up and started to play. The Rockies don't really have a farm system.
Even the books have to put just the Athletics. They can't even put a city.
Right.
It's so dumb. I can't even believe
Sacramento, Las Vegas, Oakland. It's just the Athletics.
Just the Athletics. Ugh.
Pittsburgh's not on the list, CBW. They shouldn't be on the list.
75.5 season wins, CBW.
Yeah.
They can't be on that list.
They shouldn't be on the list.
Teams are in the high 50s. What is the season wins for the White Sox right now? I haven't looked.
Oh, it's a great question. Their odds on favorite had the least, some probably both at 50, probably both of them for wins. Say right now.
It's probably
wins for the Chicago White Sox currently is 54.5.
Still got it. Didn't even look.
The Rockies are 59.5. How are they both even?
That's what I'm saying.
This doesn't make any sense. There's a 5-win difference between the two, but they're both the odds on. They have the same odds to have the worst record in baseball.
That's what I'm saying.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why is that? That's mispriced, is it not?
I don't work in the book anymore. I'm not a work odds maker, but I'm saying the number for Rockies in my head when you showed me them odds are the same, and I went. I'll just give you a look inside my head. I went, well, the number for the Rockies got to be 58.5 or 59, and the number for the White Sox got to be 54. So I literally just did that in my head. And that's why I was looking well, how is it not the White Sox? How are they not the odds-on favorite?
Yeah, that was a gift. I had the same bet, Tommy. Worst record in baseball was Chicago last year, and we had under on the wins. Although I think the Rockies went over. White Sox went under. Rockies went over their projected last year. They won 60.
We were in Nashville. They announced a possible hat for a team. There's no chance that, Chicago Kristen said it, White Sox feels like they're the real life major league, lose enough, go to Nashville. I'm not going to Nashville.
Oh, they want pro baseball there desperately, though.
No, I know. No, I think Nashville would be a tremendous place for a baseball team.
Oh no, they have a AAA team there.
Yeah,
and they go like crazy. They want Nashville wants to be like Vegas. They want to have everything Vegas has. They already have the NFL. They already have the NHL. They want Major League Baseball. We're getting Major League Baseball. They're very similar cities in size and scope and what they want.
Right.
So, and it's going to be interesting to see. The Cardinals really like having the AAA team in Nashville, but Nashville wants more than that. They don't want, because they had AAA hockey for years, and then they got the Preds, and people are gaga for the Predators. So they want to have that. Yeah. And Nashville Sounds is a cool name, Tommy. I'll give you that. It's a cool name for a AAA team.
Yes.
So, yeah, White Sox. I don't think the White Sox would move out of Chicago. It'd be hard to see that family so embedded in Chicago culture. The Reinsdorf moving the White Sox out would be, can't see it.
Chicago Kristen said the White Sox owner would sell his mom for the right price.
Wow. Well, I mean, they hate the Reinsdorfs there. That's just a running joke with the Reinsdorfs. Thanks, Sam Licata. What's the AAA affiliate in Nashville? I thought it was in Memphis. It was wrong, right state, wrong city.
Yeah, they've changed. That's the thing. Vegas has had a AAA team here forever. It's been like 6 different organizations.
So who are the Sounds the affiliate of?
Don't know.
Oh my,
right now.
He's a Reinsdorf. How he likes Reinsdorf. Whoa. Johnny Parlay likes Reinsdorf.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
You are a unique individual to say you like Jerry Reinsdorf in that family.
Mm.
Most people in Chicago do not. They want him gone.
Yeah.
They want no part of him on that. So there's no shot that the Dodgers don't have the best record in baseball, right? There's no chance.
The Dodgers are winning 102 games minimum. Somebody has to beat 102.
7-1, the Braves, Phillies, Mets, Yankees.
How can it be a team in the AL or in the NL East?
How is it? But how
they're
are the
going to
Reds
beat each other?
The biggest crazy is the Red Sox are on the list. The best record in baseball. They're the sixth choice.
That's just funny.
Could you imagine the Red Sox had a better record than the Dodgers?
No. Longest summer ever. No.
Oh man, that would be fun to go from a Celtics championship to a Celtics championship to getting the Patriots to have Mike Vrabel to getting Travis Hunter fourth in the draft to the Red Sox having the best record in baseball. It's a pretty good 2025.
Bruins aren't making the playoffs.
Bruins aren't making the playoffs. There's always one that's bad. The Bruins are bad. There's always one team that kind of stinks up the joint. But everyone else,
we'll finish this in bonus time.
Well, everyone else, we're good with everybody else with how we're rolling here. Bet it or book it. And favorite thing about today, are going to hit you on the other side. Watch for the next vote as it's coming up for Dave on that fun contest. We'll figure out a name for it eventually.
Elite Eight!
The BVB Survivor Sweet 16 contest. If you're watching on the replay, you guys go www.splashsports.com/BVB. Go sign up for that. Thursday, 4:00 Eastern is the deadline for that. So we'll remind you tomorrow as well. We'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time for a Wednesday replay. The rest of you guys, if you're watching live, you're getting bonus time. Chicago hates Jerry Krause too, but these guys built the Bulls. Yeah. Well, they built them up and they tore them down.
Yeah. And they built the
Reinsdorf's
Blackhawks up and tore them down. I mean, the Blackhawks are dismal right now.
Oh yeah.
Dismal.
You're on your own there, Johnny. Chicago fans.
Jack off.
Chicago fans do not like Reinsdorf. You would get it. Okay, better to book it time. Guys, someone was asking me for college basketball plays. No college basketball. It's Tuesday. We'll do that in other places if you're curious about that.
You know what? We haven't done it for a while. The stinger sounded so good in my ear.
What stinger?
And the other one that we haven't played for a while, if you have it handy.
That stinger?
That one got me.
That stinger?
That one. Oh man, that one woke you up for bonus time. The stinger. That was it. That's like a wrestling move. Keep that one ready. Yeah, got Butchie. Got him good. Get him live right there. Was the stinger? That was the stinger, Ross.
That's the stinger. All right, better to book it time. We'll give you a little bit of a break. A little easier on the eardrums for better to book it. So I got a little squirrely yesterday when I tried the 2-leg money line parlay. So I snapped my 4 day in a row just doing straight money lines. We did the puck line. Islanders got fucked.
Shut out.
They got fucked. Islanders won that game. They got a goal disallowed.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Islanders got completely screwed so they should have won. Islanders should have won, but it was nothing all the way until the end of the second period, and then 2 quick goals were scored for Dallas. It was 2-0 all the way to the end, open net 3-0. So it wasn't really a 3-0 blowout. It was a very tight and close hockey game. It could have fallen 2-1. It just fell 3-0, unfortunately. Yeah. So that side of it lost, but the Islanders won that game. That was ridiculous on that. That was not even fair on that. But Avs Kings money line parlay today. So the Red Wings are on a back-to-back. They won 5-1 last night, but they are an under 500 hockey team, and they're taking on an 8-1-1 Avalanche team at home, who are really, really, really good right now. Colorado's killing people at the moment. You can make this a 3-teamer if you want and take St. Louis. They've won 6 games in a row. and they've got the Canadians at home. So you can make it a 3-teamer if you want, and that gets even better odds. But we're taking Colorado money line, Kings money line up against the Rangers. The Kings are the best team in hockey with only 3 losses in regulation so far this year at home.
I think if you're going to add one, you want to get real crazy. I mean, it's not really getting crazy, but I think you had Carolina at home against Nashville. Carolina's going to win today.
Yeah, it's minus 260. It's not going to get much.
Okay, but I mean, you get something. I wouldn't add that. I think Montreal's live in that one.
Okay. They both
should beat
the reason why I pulled it is because Montreal is holding on to the final wild card spot.
Playoff game. Yeah,
it's a huge game for both sides.
It's
a coin flip between St. Louis and Montreal. So I pulled it out and said, okay, let's go with an easier play. The Kings they just beat the Bruins 7-2. They've won their last 2 home games 7-2, 7-2. They're killing people.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think Colorado wins. I think the nerve-wracking one's going to be the Kings. But I like it. I think I think they both win regulation.
So it's just plus 121. It's not a huge return, but not bad. Plus money on that. Favorite thing about today is what?
Well, another leg in this poll. So, and keep getting texts. And I went on the spaces last night. Omar had and Spanky was on, and we talked.
What is the writer's room? He keeps on referencing. What is that?
The guys that write the previews. They had a long thread previewing each matchup in this thing, and so
where did this come from? Where did the idea come from?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. I didn't know that I was even in it until somebody said, "Who made you a 16 seed?" And that's the first text that I got. And I was like, what are you even talking about? So when I saw it, I just said, oh, wow, I'm a 16 seed and I'm against Benson. All right, we'll have fun with this. And now we're in the Elite Eight. So my favorite thing about today, one, is that we advance another leg. We're going on the Twitter Spaces at night and, helping them elevate their platform. We're all trying to work together. I don't know what, but we move on. So we'll see. I guess I get Pizzola. See how that's going to go. He's got a whole country behind him. We have the whole BBB behind us. Yeah, we'll be fine.
I'll take us.
We'll see. And then my other favorite thing about today is that my car, I just got a text, is hopefully done.
Oh, good.
But I'm going to need to come see you first or after. I'll go take care of that, but because I got to pick up the other thing to pay for it, because a light came on in my car. All the 17-day trip, I'm gone. The light was fine. I started the car the first time when I got home, and the lights came on. And I dropped it off at the place and said, I need them lights off. Okay? So whatever's going on. And then I get the video. I didn't even call the car guy, your guy.
Oh, okay.
Because the list things that it could be was very long. Okay. And I said, all right, well, I need that, and that. And basically everything that we did for the past couple weeks
worked out.
Oh, it's snap of a finger. I mean, as easy as it comes, it goes. Just like betting. Bing, bung, bung. But my car will be fixed.
Good.
So that'll be a plus.
I'm wearing the UNLV shirt for the Rebel fans. Josh Pastner is the new head coach of Rebel basketball. I had a long call this morning with our guy Joe Arrigo about it and how that's going to go down. And there are some pretty big disagreements inside the family of UNLV as to whether or not Josh Pastner is the right guy for this job. I actually am really in favor of it. I think it's a really good hire for UNLV because much like Dan Mullins, you need to have somebody in today's college basketball that has a track record. He won at Memphis. He didn't do well at Georgia Tech, but he did well enough. He's been up against the best of the best in college basketball. He's recruited against them. And I think he's going to be able to do some nice things here with UNLV. And frankly, he needs to, because the turnstile of coaches coming and going in college basketball from, Chris Beard to T.J. Otzelberger and now to Kevin Kruger, it needs to stop for UNLV. So they need someone who wants to be here. Pastner had tried to get the job, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago and has wanted the UNLV job for a while. And so he leaves ESPN, where he's been broadcasting for 2 years, to come and take over the program and see if you can bring back some of the magic for UNLV. So
UNLV got the football coach and the basketball coach from ESPN.
Yep. Got them both. Yep. Former broadcasters, now turned coaches. And these guys are choosing to come back to college, which I think is significant because so many coaches are leaving college, and because they're frustrated and they're mad about what's going on. These guys are coming back in because they got in trouble at previous stops for doing things that at the time were considered to be somewhat unscrupulous. And now it's all legal. It's kind of like, when I was in the bookmaking world, things you used to do was illegal, and now it's all legal. When it goes legal, everyone's like, oh, it's all good. It's all legal to do this again. So now that's what's happening in the college world, where you get guys like Dan Mullins and Josh Pastner, and they can unleash all of their stuff. Like they don't have to keep it quiet anymore. They can just go and start paying players and negotiating and talking to agents and talking to runners and whatnot. And that's all considered to be fine now. So looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with him. Yep. I think he's going to do, you could say he's a mob coach. You can say whatever you want about Josh Pastner, but he has the ability, I think, to do well here because he's a name. So, and as being a name, I'm really happy for UNLV. I think it's going to be a good hire, and I think good things are going to hopefully come in the near future. Got to get players, though. I mean, just this market produces 4- and 5-star basketball players like crazy, and they never stay home. Got to keep the kids at home here, and I think Pastner may have an opportunity to do that. So, guys, tomorrow on a Wednesday, looking forward to seeing all of you. We will get ready for spring training. We'll talk more baseball tomorrow, MVP, Cy Young, and all the fun conversations. And we'll get going for opening day coming up on Thursday. And then for the Madness Sweet 16 happening on Thursday and on Friday. He's Dave. I'm Matt. We're back tomorrow for Wednesdays. BVB.